that's bad. That's really bad.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is a sequel to the Fantastic Four film from 2005. Now, Josh, you chose this partly because I'd already picked Fantastic Four and we wanted to do a bit of a double whammy. But tell us why you think this might be underrated or underseen.
Yeah, I just wanted to copy you. No, so just to give you an idea, I picked this one because I think it is underrated. So just to give you some idea before I go forward with my argument, at the time of the episode being recorded, the IMDb score was 5.6 out of 10. The Rotten Tomatoes audience score was 51%, and the critic score was 38%, which averaged out at a 48%. It's not perfect. It is flawed. It's a little bit sort of cliched at parts, a little bit weak in places, which we'll come on to. But I think it deserves a little bit more love than a 48%. Had you seen this one before?
I hadn't seen this one before, and I think some of the things that I did like about it were quite similar to what I liked in the first one, but this one did them a lot better, and it was a very clear improvement on the first one, I thought. I think visually it's so impressive. What they've done with the Silver Surfer is really engaging, and I really liked him as a character, and I was so invested in him and his story. Another main thing for me is that I do think this film felt a lot more focused. So whereas in the first one, it doesn't feel like it's completely clear on what it wants to be and where it wants to go. But this had a very clear narrative and ultimately left you as the viewer feeling a lot more satisfied when you got to the end.
They don't shy away from making it quite bold. They give them, pretty comic book accurate costumes and stuff like that. But I think the villain in this is and the overall sort of plot device is better. One of the main criticisms we had of the first one was that the villain is just sort of there because it needs a villain, and they sort of waste the big character of Doctor Doom. Whereas in this, I think they do it quite well. What didn't you like about it, or what would you change?
So the main issue for me in this film is the relationship between Reed and Susan Storm. So the film doesn't do enough to make me care about those two together as a couple. And I can't tell if it's the script or if it's the performances, but so much of this film is devoted to the fact that they are planning to get married. And I just did not care about that whatsoever. And every time Sue Storm's on screen, she's talking about the fact that she wants to get married. And I just thought, this is not the kind of development I was hoping for. I'd like to see a lot more from her.
The Silver Surfer, I thought, should have been in it more. He is really visually interesting. He's quite curious. He's quite sort of magnetic as a character. So I still think that it's underrated. What do you think?
Well, to be honest, when you mentioned the scores again at the beginning of this episode, I was shocked. I'd forgotten how low it was rated because there is a lot to like in there, and it is such a stark improvement on the first one. So yeah, I would completely agree with you on this, that Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is underrated.